Welcome back to the Four Score Sports Podcast, your play-by-play source. I'm Christian. Today I'm joined by Spencer, Nick, Brendan, and today we have our very first show guest. This is Cody, everybody, and he'll be joining us today for our football segments. Hey, say hi, Cody.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Cody?
Okay. All right. So today we'll be talking about the Steelers and the Matt Canada situation. This will be Cody's own grandstand on his thoughts on this situation. Then we'll go into Week 7 picks, and after that we will go into the NHL season, which has got underway in the last couple of weeks, and we will also be covering the MLB Playoffs as of October 20th, the date of this recording. And it is great to be back after a somewhat of a little hiatus, guys. It's been a while. Matt Canada. Holy shit. Cody, I think you want to go ahead, get us started.
Yeah, so the whole Matt Canada situation was like, I think right now that like it's too late to change an OC because it takes a lot of time to rebuild an OC. It takes a long time for an OC to install their philosophy into a team, and for them to and for the players to start like connecting and believing in it, having faith in it, and just overall developing that team chemistry. But the whole story with Matt Canada has just been, it's like you just don't know what to do. Like it's like should you blame Matt Canada or should we blame our offense? Our offense in a way where it's like, are they not running it are they not running it in a way where it's like it should be running, or is Matt Canada just a terrible play caller? Because I've been hearing a lot of things where it was like Matt Canada has been running the Matt Canada runs college pro style offenses, but in the NFL, you know that never works. That rarely works. We rarely see NFL offenses now still use that college pro style, and it's just been crazy seeing it in a way where it's like it shows the bad sides of it. Like you see it, you really see how bad the his offense really is, and it was crazy how in the preseason, not in the preseason, I would talk about like last year, in a way, there towards the end of the season, it was such high praise in a way where it's like, oh, okay, like we ended the year off in like I think like a 4 or 5 game win streak, and through there we signed some key pieces. Like we literally had a whole new O line. We had a new, yeah, it was basically a whole new O line. Like it was crazy how we let go of a couple players, and we signed. I thought it was really smart in signing Patrick Peterson, because what people don't understand is, yeah, Patrick Peterson is old, but his mind is still fresh, if that makes sense. Patrick Peterson is there to mentor the younger kids, and I loved how when they signed Patrick Peterson, that they drafted Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State. And a lot of people don't really know who Joey Porter Jr. is, but his dad, Joey Porter, was played on the Steelers, and he was a dog before James Harrison came into play. But I believe in Joey Porter Jr. a lot. So like I just thought that was an amazing pick, and I just thought the Steelers like front office was doing an amazing job in signing a lot of good quality like free agents. I think a big one that I was very happy about was, I forgot his name. He came from the Eagles. It was Isaac Siamalu. I forgot his,
Isaac Samalu.
yeah, Samalu. He came from the Eagles. Yeah, he came from the Eagles. I think he was
Yep.
he's a dog. I was looking at his stats. I think he was only giving up like 2 sacks or something this whole year. And I really like that guy. I think just because he's poly, but like I always liked that guy. And then I loved how the Steelers, the way they drafted. So they drafted. I'm not going to like what all the people they drafted, but the big names were Joey Porter Jr. of course. The sixth lineman calls himself Darnell Washington. And I think they drafted Broderick Jones too, the tackle from Georgia. And oh my gosh, dude, it's like right now, like seeing those rookies like shine has been amazing. And I just thought, and then we also saw in the preseason how great their offense really was. But then again, they were going up against second stringers. So it's like they're going up against second stringers, and I felt like when they were going up against the first string, I felt like that first string wasn't even really trying. And it's just like, so it's just like, so preseason just shows that like they're just there to get warm, but the Steelers were just trying to prove something. But I guess that first game against the Niners really showed that like we still have a like yes the hype is there, but nah, dude. When we go up against a legitimate team like the Niners, and how the Niners really pounded the ball, they gave the ball to Ayuk. Ayuk I think went off for like 3 tubbies for sure, and then McCaffrey went off for like 150 yards I think, and then Purdy, dude, Purdy just straight he slinged that ball, dude. He's a great quarterback. I believe in Purdy. And then that second game against the Browns, oh man, when I saw the second game against the Browns, the one thing I'm starting to get very tired of, real quick though, is we're seeing a pattern where it's like the Steelers now are leaning towards the defense, and it's like there's only so much a defense can do, because an offense won't progress in having 3 and out, 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 like 3 consecutive 3 and outs. The defense will eventually get tired. Like you can't have your ones out there the whole time consistently and not at least have like a good drive where the defense can have a break. But I just thought it was crazy how like it all just starts with Matt Canada, because I remember talking to Christian about this, about the Baltimore game, how Kenny called an audible late in the fourth quarter. He was yelling out Randy, 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 which is basically, I think it is like goes to Randy Moss, how Randy Moss runs a streak. He goes over the top, and like he told George Pickens like, "Hey, Randy, Randy, Randy," and boom, it was a tubby, and they won the game. And then you see the facial reaction. Remember, I told Christian that, and he wasn't even happy. That dude just looked stoic. He looked mad. It was funny because what people don't see is the guy beside him that was going crazy. He tapped Canada's shoulder like, "Hey, dude, you're on camera. Like, show that you're excited." And it was just like it showed a lot of what type of character Canada is, and it showed that the Steelers offense, they don't believe in his philosophy, and he's been around for so long. I think he's been around for, I don't know how many seasons. I gotta look up how many seasons been along, but oh my gosh, it's just been, I don't know. He's just not a right fit for Steeler football, if that makes sense. Because Steeler football used to literally be, we used to run down your throat. And with the running backs we have, like we got Najee Harris, who literally back to back 1,000 yard seasons. Rookie year, 1,000 yard season. Second year, 1,000 yard season. This year, it doesn't look right. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem like It just doesn't seem like they're using him to his potential. Like I remember, I was watching. I forgot what I was watching, but they were giving Najee Harris an outside zone play, and I'm like, bro, Najee Harris is 6'2", I think 260, 240. Yeah, go
It's a
down
big boy.
dude,
Bro was a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end. What the fuck?
dude, literally, bro, literally like run down, literally give him the ball and just run down the middle. He will gain yards. And with Jalen Warren, oh man, I can't talk enough about him. Like I love Jalen Warren because he brings that tenacity, he brings that like electricity that the Steelers need. Like that dude could literally just like go crazy. And I just thought it was crazy how like that Jalen Warren's getting all the credit, and people are saying bench Najee, but there's so many things that Najee does that people don't understand. Like Najee's an amazing pass blocker because he's so big. You can't like run through him. You really just can't. And I just think that you gotta use Najee in space in the passing game. They really have like I mean like last year against the Ravens, they literally had Najee run. Najee was just running, I think, a swing route. He ran a swing, and then Kenny Pickett rolled out, and then Najee's like, oh shoot. So Najee ended up running a straight up wheel, and then he threw to Najee. Najee caught it for the game winning touchdown. Like, come on. People don't understand that stuff. But stuff going on with Matt Canada, I think this, because he only signed a 1 year deal, just a 1 year deal, and I just think that like, having a new OC at this point in time is too late, because it's like, what are you going to run? Like, because Mike Tomlin, people don't understand. Mike Tomlin's a defensive minded coach. He was a defensive back coach when he was on the Buccaneers. Like, people don't, like, he was a defensive back coach, and then he came in with a good defensive philosophy. And the weird thing I don't get about the Steelers organization at this point was it's so like pattern. So like in the 2010s, it was an amazing offense, terrible defense. Towards the late 2010s, early like 2020 to now, it was like we have an amazing defense, but our offense can't keep up. So it's just like we have to figure some things out. Like, I would say I would say add some more plays in, or honestly, like at this point where I would say give Kenny Pickett the chance to audible more, like get him used to having more audibles in, because dude, he has amazing weapons. I remember I talking to Christian about this. He has an amazing receiving core. Deontay Johnson, Calvin Austin, who's very underrated in my opinion. They still have Allen Robinson, he's old, but he can still produce. And then of course you got that Kenny, that Pickett to Pickens connection, which I think is probably the highest receiver, QB receiver, what's it called, connection rating they have, I think, in the NFL. I think, I don't know. I'm not positive on it. But I don't know, it just shows like it just sucks how the Steelers are so slow in the first half, and then that fourth quarter hits. But it's like sometimes it's just too late. I feel like it's just way too late. And yeah, it just goes off of the offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. He just needs to change. He just needs to, at this point, there's just been so much differences that like he just needs to go. And the crazy part is, he was I think, he was an OC at Pitt University, and his guess what, his offense was, I think, number 2 in the nation when he was the OC at Pitt. Yeah, which was crazy, and it just shows like, I don't know, it shows the difference from college to NFL. Like the college style you run may succeed in college, but it's not going to succeed in NFL if you don't have the right guys. So
Is this his first NFL franchise he's working with? Like, did he come straight out of college and then into the Steelers organization?
that, I don't know. I think so. It is. I think it is.
I have not heard his name before until this egregious slander came out. So my guess is this is his first attempt. It's not uncommon for a lot of coaches to jump from like college to the NFL. It's like kind of how they get their NFL gigs, is they either were a former player or they did well in college. So, but it doesn't always translate.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He's never coached for another NFL team. This is his first one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think my best guess is they're probably gonna let him go, and he's gonna go back to college and stay there, like how Nick Saban did. Because Nick Saban went to the NFL. He was under Bill Belichick, and then he was the coach of the Dolphins, and then took the Alabama job, and then boom, like he's stayed there ever since. He's never wanted to come back. So my best guess is that Canada's going to stay. Canada will probably leave and go back to college and just stay there. And then I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. I really don't know. I think hopefully we find an OC that fits what Pittsburgh football is, which is just running the ball down your throat and then having good receivers in a deep threat, or having a good receiver in a mid route. But yeah, because it's honestly, it is hard for Kenny Pickett too, because you're filling in big shoes from a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Big
for
Ben.
sure.
Yeah, from Big Ben. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like that's tough, dude. That's tough. Like, dude, honestly, dude, look at the Patriots. After Tom Brady left.
Disaster.
Yeah, dude, look at Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady, dude. After Tom Brady left, where they been at? I think they had one winning season with Mac Jones.
500.
Yeah, dude, they've had one winning
I don't think
season.
they've ever been above 500.
No, they did with I think it was Mac
No,
Jones'
they-
first season.
They like scraped into his rookie season. They like scraped into playoffs, got shit on, and then
Yeah, they got
and then they haven't been anywhere since.
yeah. Yeah, dude, it's been crazy, and then I think right now I'm starting to see a shift in the team. I remember the teams that were I think that weren't good back then, are becoming really good. Like, I think a big one was the Niners, because I remember I think after Harbaugh left, the Niners were just they weren't. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Tom Sula, Chip Kelly.
It was just, dude, it was getting worse and worse. And, and same with the Eagles too. When the Eagles had Chip Kelly as their coach, that was
It was awful.
Chip Kelly, destroyer franchises.
Doing nothing.
yeah, dude.
You know, with Canada, it's like, I'll use this analogy again. It's like having all the tools in a toolbox and you've never seen a toolbox before.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. Bro is so lost with some of the best talent on the planet. Like, you've got, like, looking at it from an outsider, somebody, you know, I am a Niners fan. I did see that week 1 game. But you've got George Pickens, who is a really solid wide receiver. Kenny Pickett's not a pushover. You've got a borderline, I would argue, generational talent in TJ Watt on that defense to help you out. And you look lost like a puppy in a back alley. Like, it's so depressing. And the fact that you can't even get excited when your young players make good calls just shows that you know your job's in jeopardy 6 weeks into the season. And that's depressing.
Like it just shows that how does it just shows like why does our young QB read defenses more clearly than you do? Like why does he pick the better plays at work than you originally do? And yeah, I don't know, just going off of that week 1 game, dude, it was just like it seemed like the only person that came to play on the Steelers side was TJ. Literally, TJ had 3 sacks.
TJ was fucking some shit up. Made me kind of nervous,
crazy,
but
yeah. It was like we saw
it also like doesn't help his case when you are in a pretty strong division. Like, Baltimore's no pushover, and you know the Browns defense is solid as shit, as proven this last week. Like, they're no pushover, and then it's kind of like any man's game playing the Bengals right now. But I mean, that's still 3 solid teams you're going up against. What, 6 times in a season minimum?
Yeah, it's funny though because I feel like Joe Burrow is back. I feel like Joe Burrow is back to being Joe Burrow, I feel like we saw it last week, and I feel like we saw it the week before. Because he was hurt, he had a calf injury. You know what I mean? So and then I heard reports saying that he was still feeling effects of that calf hurting him. So of course he wasn't moving or anything. Of course it did affect him. But I feel like last week he was 100%. It showed that Burrow might. It shows that Burrow. We're not gonna know until this game, but like, it showed that Burrow's back for sure. And
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
yeah, and like, dude, the division we have is just. I think right now it's like the one leading it is the Ravens because the Steelers had a bye week. So the Ravens I think are 4-2, and the Steelers are 3-2, and then
Yeah.
everyone else I think is like what 3-3, 3-3.
Like 3-3, I believe.
Yeah, dude. That's how tough the division is, bro. It's like, imagine if only all 4 teams in that division can go to the playoffs, but that doesn't happen. But yeah, dude, I think the AFC right now it's just like I don't know with that division. If it's gonna come down to a nail biter, it's definitely gonna come down. But also remember, Christian, we talked about the Baltimore game and how if Lamar Jackson's receivers caught the ball, we would have destroyed the Steelers. Dude, people were saying that he was supposed to get at least 4 touchdowns and like 300 some yards.
Didn't happen that game.
Yeah, dude. It was all about luck.
Let me just make one last comment on Canada. I don't know if you guys saw that film we were talking about, like how his reaction to the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
How he was just a statue. Bro was a statue.
Not make a face.
The moment I saw that, immediately the first word that came to my mind was selfish. Because you have you have a team that openly rejected your call, and then won anyway. So like, instead of being like, oh look, they did something else to win the game, that's good, whatever. No, he just stares, and that was it.
I genuinely think it's because his authority was challenged and it worked out, showing that his play calls don't work and the players understand how to realistically read a defense and win games, and he knows his job's on the line. I wouldn't be happy too if I knew my job was on the line, but maybe just don't suck ass at your job and your job won't be on the line.
Maybe do your job. Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't have to tarnish what's one of the most historic franchises in the NFL by being an awful coach, and then when these youngins do their job, you're like, oh my god, they did their job, my job's in jeopardy. Rah. I'm not gonna be happy for him. Nah, bro, you don't get to sulk in silence like that.
I've also been seeing a bunch of reports where, like, I don't know, a bunch of people don't like Mike Tomlin right now because he's keeping him. He's keeping Canada. And it's like, but it's like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? Like, who can you hire at this point that will have their players believe in that system at this late? Like, it would have been best if after that Niner game would have fired him, but, stuff like that didn't happen. And people are saying, like, yeah, Mike Tomlin's is a legendary coach, but that dude's playoff resume is not good. But at the end of the day, that dude did bring a Super Bowl back to Pittsburgh, and he did go back to the Super Bowl, but lost to a prime Aaron Rodgers, of course. But it just shows that, like, I don't know, that, like, it does go back on Mike Tomlin in a way where it's like you see the end result of every game. Like, I'll show you right now. I have a screenshot of, because I was looking at the tail of the tape with the Rams and the Steelers. Dude,
Right.
the Steelers score an average of 15.8 points per game, which probably lasts in NFL besides the freaking Panthers. Their passing yardage per game is 187.8, which is super low. The rush yards per game, oh my gosh, is only 80.4. And then the total yardage per game is 268.2. And look at this. The Rams, lopsided. The Rams, they have an average of, they score 23 points a game. Their average pass yardage is 258. Their rush yards is 108. And the total yardage a game is 367. Bro, and then looking at the defensive stats, dude, the first thing that comes out to mind, like, the Steelers probably give up one of the most they give up yardages every game, like 389 yards a game. Going on
that's a shit ton.
Yeah, dude, but the only thing that sticks out is the sacks and the picks.
Again, but that's more the defense. That's not Canada's expertise.
Yeah. But, like,
my thing is, from like watching it as an outsider, I think what Tomlin's doing is, I fervently believe that Tomlin is a stat patter. As much as I like Mike Tomlin as a coach, and I think that he, brings a good energy to the Steelers and has for probably a decade, I think he's a stat patter because he wants to keep that, I've always had a winning record my entire career stat. So I think he's using Canada as a scapegoat to try and, like, keep him around and be like, he's the reason we're losing games. Like, I mean, obviously it is the offense, but it's like, if my legacy is in jeopardy, it's on Canada, not me. Which I feel that's why the players are frustrated that he's keeping Canada around just in case that legacy is tarnished.
Yeah,
that's just my view on it. I might be totally wrong. I have no idea why they're keeping Canada. That's just my guess.
No, yeah, I mean, I totally get where you're coming from. I don't know too, but, like, overall, I just think we're just gonna see how the season goes. I'm not. My best point is just to trust in the process and see what happens. So, I mean, look at the Steelers right now. They've won 3 games, so they're 3-2. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
For the Steelers, but it's looking grim with their decisions to stick around with him for the rest of the year. Alrighty, Thank you for that, Cody. That was excellent. All right, now to everyone's favorite part of the show, Week 7 picks. So, just to clarify, the order of picks goes Christian, Spencer, Brendan, Nick, and then Cody's pick, and then that wraps up for one game of picks. Okay, so let's also just quickly gloss over. I think someone had something to say about the Jags Saints game. Jags 31 to the Saints 24.
Yeah, so I watched a little bit of this game. I believe I'm the only one here that tuned in a little bit after halftime, got home from work, and I genuinely fell asleep. I woke up for a second in the fourth quarter when Christian Kirk had a long touchdown, and then I fell asleep again. So was it the fourth quarter? I honestly don't know. I was asleep for most of it, but yeah, it was a snooze fest.
The first quarter.
Oh,
First quarter.
first.
My bad.
Yeah. Snooze fest, except for apparently 10 minutes were interesting, but I was knocked out. But Foster Moreau, poor guy. That's really all I gotta say.
Poor guy. He's ass.
Right.
Hey, be nice. Be nice.
He didn't make a crucial catch.
He is indeed a professional in the NFL. That might be in question after this game, but he was indeed a professional before this game.
Was.
Brothers should be flipping burgers.
With Danny Burgers.
I just the more and more I see the Saints team, some people might kill me for this. The more it validates me on my opinion about Derek Carr. I never really thought he was all that. I thought he was good, don't get it twisted, but the more he does shit, the more I'm like, damn, he was really only good those couple of years on the Raiders, and now he's just kind of floundering. He there was a clip where he overthrew his receiver by almost 20 yards out of bounds, and then blew up at the receiver. Now, granted, I
wouldn't say 20 yards.
Listen, I have bad depth perception. It looked like 20 yards to me. But I think the receiver stopped running the route, and that's why he just fucking nuked it into out of bounds, and then yelled at him. But looking at the first unaltered clip of him doing it, it looked like he was upset the receiver didn't run out of bounds to catch it, and I was like, that's insane. But I want to know why the NFL has this formula of putting on absolute snooze fests for Thursday Night Football. It has not gotten better, especially now that it's on Amazon, and people have to pay extra to fall asleep at night. Holy shit, that's wild to me.
If you want me to be honest, this game, hindsight being week 7, obviously, this is a snooze fest. These two teams just haven't impressed this season. But, also, at the beginning of the season, when they're picking the schedule and picking who's going to play on a Thursday night football game, at the beginning of the season, I don't see why this wasn't a good game. The Saints have a very exciting offense. The team's pretty solid, and especially having Derek Carr, coming into the offense. And then Jacksonville's just a really exciting young team, getting Calvin Ridley. It's an exciting game for the beginning of the season, and just the way that these two teams play doesn't make for an exciting game come week 7 on a Thursday night, personally. But the beginning of the season when you're picking the schedule, I can't fault them for saying this is a exciting matchup of two young teams that have a lot of potential.
Right.
They were supposed to be entertaining.
Supposed to be.
It's
keyword supposed to be, or key 3 words, I guess.
Okay, so I'll be filling in for Michael for saying these picks or for all the games. So to start off with the morning slate, let's begin with the Lions and the Ravens. I feel like this will be a really good game, especially that the Ravens had proven that they could march on even with the injuries that they got. However, I'm still going to go with the Lions on this one, and I think it's just a Lions game for this one.
Yeah, honestly, I might have to agree with you there, because I'm confident with this Lions team going forward. For the most part, I need to take a look at their schedule again to be 100% confident with them. But the fact they're 5-1 through the first 6 weeks, I think they can really like edge out Baltimore here. The question for me mainly lies with Baltimore is, can your offense, produce against that Lions defense? Because I know I've seen enough of Aiden Hutchinson. I know he holds up that defense very well. He's got a solid D line around him. It's just I want to see what Baltimore can do. But my pick is honestly with the Lions on this one.
I'm not going to pick my Lions, and I'm more confident in them than ever, so I'll take the Lions.
I like the Lions here. I mean, it's going to be a really close game, and I think Lamar can do a lot of damage. But I still think Detroit's a very complete and young team.
It's tough. No, I'm gonna go Lions because I don't like the Ravens. So yeah, I'm gonna go Lions for sure.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
That's a good reason.
Solid,
That's fair.
Solid reasoning. Division rivals. Fuck them.
All right. Next up, the 3-3 Raiders versus the 1-5 Bears. I'm not liking either. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't. However, I got a feeling.
Oh no.
God.
Oh no. not the words.
I got a feeling. Okay. I think just for no base on my reasoning, I just think the Bears will upset the Raiders here. I don't even know if can you really call that an upset. It's a mediocre cripple fight, this game. So yeah, Bears over the Raiders, I think. Personally, but that's just my pick. I'll pick the Bears.
Dub.
Yeah, man. This is the battle of Midway over here. Fucking, you've got Helen Keller versus Stevie Wonder. This shit's gonna be abysmal. However, my gut's telling me to go with the Raiders here, but I will say this: game doesn't start until there's a Jimmy G interception. Then that's when the real football game begins.
I mean, I don't get how you can pick the Bears when Justin Fields is out. He's not playing. He's ruled out with a thumb injury.
Oh, he's out?
I mean,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Hello.
Oh, shoot. Oh,
I mean, if you look at the other injury report, Jimmy Garoppolo is also out.
Oh shit. Well,
some people didn't do their research, but
I didn't
okay.
do my homework. What's his name? Aiden O'Connell, whatever his AC4. Put him in.
So it's Nathan Peterman versus God knows who's on the Raiders.
Oh my God.
No.
But
It'll probably be Aiden O'Connell versus what that Badgett guy or whatever the fuck who came in after Fields got hurt last week. Tyson Badgett.
That is awful, but I feel like the Raiders have more weapons. Jacobs and Devontae Adams and all that, but the Bears don't. It's just Justin Fields, so I'll take the Raiders.
First of all, just flat out ignoring the talent on the Chicago Bears team is abysmal. Christian, I'm really happy that I was not alone on this pick. I'm gonna pick the Bears. I got a feeling. I honestly high key like the Bears. Ever since week 1, I've been kind of high on the Bears. Don't really know why. I just think that they just got a good chance to win this game. I mean, the Raiders are nothing without Jimmy G. They're nothing with and without Jimmy G. So give me the Bears.
God, what am I listening to?
Sorry, listen. I usually will go up to bat for Jimmy G, but this season's making it really fucking hard for me to do it. So I'm just gonna let that slide 100%.
Go ahead, Cody.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Because you guys keep talking about Jimmy G, but I think Josh Jacobs might take over this game.
That is true.
And then don't the Bears have the worst run defense in the NFL?
That is
probably
also true.
So I think Josh Jacobs might go crazy, and their backup quarterback's not even that bad. In preseason, he didn't even look terrible at all. He looked like he was slinging the ball. And,
dude tore up that Niners defense.
Yeah, dude. So I believe in it. I feel like the Raiders are gonna win. I feel like it's gonna be a good 28-18 type of game. But
numbers down.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I just think that the Raiders are more complete compared to the Bears. Cause I don't know, cause I honestly don't know how the Bears defense is, but yeah, I go for the Raiders. Cause Josh Jacobs, I feel like Josh Jacobs was gonna go crazy. So
Okay, cool. All right. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Indianapolis Colts. With the possibility of Deshaun Watson coming back and Richardson's out, right? He's confirmed done, right? Yeah. Give me Cleveland.
Yeah, that's Cleveland's a solid pick. They soundly beat my Niners this last Sunday, and I will confidently say that is a really strong defense for Cleveland, especially with Anthony Richardson being out. Give me Cleveland by at least 10.
I'd love to root for Gardner Minshew, but that Cleveland defense is so good. I gotta go with Cleveland.
Cleveland defense is good. I think Jonathan Taylor finally gets fully back into that offense this week. He's been slowly kind of working his way back. But I think Cleveland's just a more complete team with or without Deshaun Watson. Team's ridiculously good. I'm gonna take Cleveland here.
I'm gonna go Colts. I'm gonna go Colts, yeah, cause
Does Bro have a feeling?
no, because
He has a vendetta.
Because Cleveland's quarterback right now is what, PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like PJ Walker, but I don't think he's like smart in his reads, and I feel like he could throw the game and give at least Gardner Minshew something. But also Jonathan Taylor's coming back, so you might not really know, because I mean, we saw what happened with that Cleveland Browns game, no, with the Cleveland Steelers game. So I mean, anything can happen at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna go Colts, thinking that PJ Walker might sell them the game.
That's valid. I feel like that's valid.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we got the oh boy.
Oh no.
We got the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Oof. You have to have 0 brain cells to pick New England. I'm sorry, I don't even have a feeling on this one. This is the Bills game by at least 35.
Wow.
Brody
Okay.
pulled out 5 touchdowns.
This is going to be an absolute ransacking on New England we haven't seen since the 1770s.
Since the independence.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be some gnarly shit. If Buffalo wears red, oh, redcoats are coming, baby. But that being said, my favorite little Make-A-Wish child is questionable at quarterback, so I have absolutely no clue if Josh Allen is playing right now. So with that being said, I am taking Buffalo by at least 2. Do I dare make a joke about 4 score? Do I keep doing it?
Oh no, he's gonna say it.
I'm not gonna go that far, but I am picking Buffalo by a very large margin.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna witness about 2 decades worth of pain taken out on the Patriots this Sunday. Also, quick note: I think Josh Allen, he was a full participant in practice yesterday, and I think he's good to go. But I think he's still listed as questionable. But he was a full participant in practice.
Okay, that's good to hear, because I haven't been watching Bills practices like that, so I've only seen that he's questionable, and I've been shitting bricks fantasy wise.
I can't deny it. I think we're gonna see Boston Massacre Part 2. I think the Bills are here to take their tea and throw it in the harbor. There's just nothing left to say. It's just the Bills are gonna wallop them. It's gonna be a shellacking like nobody's business.
I'm going with Bills, because I don't know who the Patriots secondary is, because I saw that they got J.C. Jackson back, but I think he's still hurt. So, yeah, I'm going Bills for sure, because you can't really stop that. The Patriots only got Zeke, so.
Zeke and friends.
Bro,
Got him playing center too.
Eddie Lacy Zeke.
And no, Zeke was running that ball though. Zeke was running. There was a play where Zeke took it.
Yeah, just when you got Mac Jones back there,
How's
Big
that
Mac
O-line,
Daddy.
dude? That O-line, dude. New England's O-line is terrible this year, bro.
It is pretty doo doo. I have observed.
He got nobody to protect him.
All right, next up, the Washington Commanders and the lowly New York Giants. Washington. Next.
Sam Howell legacy game. Washington.
Dude, it's not even gonna be a legacy game. It's gonna be an ass kicking. Quick note, the Giants O line still has I think 3 starters out, and then Evan Neal is questionable. And then against that Washington defense, it's gonna be awful to watch. Give me Washington. Commies.
Listen. I got a feeling.
Dear God.
I got a feeling
Oh God.
that
No
the Giants,
Kidding me.
the Giants will not lose by more than 2 scores.
Oh,
Give me the Commanders.
bro, fake this out.
Okay. I thought you were going somewhere.
I had
else.
you in the first
You had
half.
me.
not
I was gonna be
lie.
so
Had me.
pissed.
For me, I'm gonna go with the Redskins, not the Commanders. The Redskins.
Fair.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Inflammatory.
Still technically correct. Yeah.
We're going back in history.
No, actually, I actually really like the Commanders' offense. I like James Robinson. I like Robinson in the backfield. I like Sam Howell. Bro, people keep saying Sam Howell looks like a veteran quarterback, and this is his first year starting. Like, that's
He
crazy.
does look pretty solid.
Dude, he looks like he's just been there. He just looks like he's just been in the NFL for like 10 years.
He also looks like he's 33, so it like really
Yeah,
doesn't
dude.
help.
Seriously, bro. But I think because dude, the Giants don't have Daniel Jones. He wasn't even doing anything anyways. And yeah, dude, I just think I feel like it's gonna be bad. I feel it's gonna be really bad. Where's it at?
Are the quads back?
In New
This
York.
is
It's
this
in
is
New
in New York.
It's in New York. Probably won't be that bad then. But I think it's gonna be. I think the Commanders for sure gonna take the W.
All right. The last game noted within the morning slate, the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know. I really don't. I guess Atlanta. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a feeling. Just I don't know. Just give me Atlanta, I guess. I have no idea.
Okay. I'm picking the Buccaneers solely for the fact if Desmond Ridder fucks up at any point, I am making all of the DoorDash jokes. All of them. Because I don't know if you saw, but Desmond Ridder was in a DoorDash commercial delivering food. And he's...
Wait, really?
Yes, I swear to God. He throws one interception. I'm dropping the link to that whole commercial in the group chat so fast. Like, unbelievably. My pick is with Tampa Bay. I think Mike Evans and crew, if Mike Evans is playing. You know, I never know with him. I'm picking Tampa Bay. I think they're just the stronger team here.
See, I think there's like 4 teams that I just consistently pick to win every single week, and the Buccaneers are one of those teams. You know, I've always been a Baker Mayfield believer. After watching him this last week, he sucks. Like, Baker Mayfield is awful. He overthrew so many wide open receivers. I was texting my coworker like, "Oh, typical Baker Mayfield overthrow." I think I sent that 4 times throughout the entire game. He is awful. But I think the Falcons, I mean, they're also awful, but you know, I just think the Falcons got it here. Bijan's really cool. Good fantasy pickup.
Bijan is good.
Mm-hmm. Nick?
Texas Longhorn Bijan Robinson.
Hook 'em.
Mind you.
Oh my
It's.
God.
I think this game's gonna be a lot farther apart than y'all might think. I think the Falcons kind of have this one by the balls. I don't know. I just like their offense. I know they're a hit or miss team. They'll either put up almost 30 points, or they're gonna put up no touchdowns. So it's kind of hit or miss. But the Buccaneers had a really big start to the season, and they quieted down a lot since. I think Atlanta has a better offense right now, and I think if all those pieces are put together, it's Atlanta's game.
This is tough. It's really tough. Where's it at?
It is
In Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
It's in Tampa. Oh, if it's in Tampa, I think it's gonna be the Bucks. I think it's gonna be on the Bucks in a way where, shoot, I don't know. No, if Baker keeps connecting to his receivers like Mike Evans and who's the other guy? I think it was Godwin. With Godwin,
Yep.
you may not. Yes, who knows? Because I don't know how good the Falcons defense is. I know they got AJ Terrell, who's a absolute. I think yeah, AJ Terrell is on the Falcons, who's an absolute dog. That dude's a dog. So, but I just think that Baker Mayfield has a lot of weapons, and if he uses them right, connects with them, it's gonna be a good game. So I think it's gonna be the Bucks by, not by a landslide, but it's gonna be a close one for sure.
All right. That is it for the morning slate. And to begin the afternoon, we have the Steelers and the Rams. Okay. So the Rams are a first half team, I have learned. However, I don't know. I just think the Rams have got this one. I'm sorry, Cody, but I gotta go with my home team here. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
I will go opposite, as I also agree the Rams are a first half team. Witnessed it myself. But I will say I am confident enough in the Steelers defense to lock up at least the offensive line, just tear up that offensive line and get to Stafford. It's the real question is, can you stop both Puka and Cooper Kupp being back? As well as can the Steelers offense really get it rolling against the Rams defense? I'm not saying the Rams defense is anything stellar, but we do have the Matt Canada effect we touched on, so I'm gonna take the Steelers. I know it is at SoFi, but the Rams couldn't fill a stadium if it was an Outback parking lot, so I trust the Steelers fan base in filling SoFi and taking that W.
I mean, Spencer, I can't believe you left out Ben Skoranek in your list of wide receivers they have to cover.
God. Sorry, top 3 all-time receiver Ben
That
Skoranek.
receiver room has got so much grit and tenacity, and I'm not going to go into it again, but I'm
lunch pail guys.
I'm a Rams kind of guy. I believe in them. Sorry, Cody. I think this game is going to be final score 6-9 because that Steelers defense is really good. But I like the Rams. They're one of the teams I always pick to win just because I love my boy Stafford. I'll go with them again here.
I'm unbelievably torn. Okay, I'm unbelievably torn. I like Pittsburgh and I like the Rams, both equally as bad. But I mean, on one half we have T.J. Watt. Okay, on the other half we have Zach Van Valkenburg, the GOAT. I don't.
Why? Okay.
I don't know who to go with. But I think the answer is obvious in my head. I've got a feeling. Give me the Steelers. I think once that offense learns to go away from Matt Canada, I think you've got a wide open ability to play the game as you can. I mean, obviously you're gonna go with your OC most of the time, but if you see a play, I think Pickett's gonna be able to find a way to call audibles and get out of that and put it in more favorable situations. So I'm gonna go the Steelers.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my Steelers for sure. I think this bye week that the Steelers had was really good, very productive, in a way where they're able to take a step back and we figure some things out. We can figure what plays hit, what plays don't, what we need to work on, what we don't need to work on. I think this also gives a chance for our players to get back because we're getting Deontay Johnson back this week, so I think it's gonna be really good. And just like Nick said, I think Kenny Pickett's gonna start, not just start like I think this week he's going to start like if he sees something he'll take it, he'll call an audible. But I think the Steelers are gonna take it because I think the Steelers and Rams played last year or 2 years ago and the Steelers beat them. So I'm feeling like it could be the Steelers again for sure. So I mean, if everything comes to play, if the Steelers snap that first half drought, it'll be solid.
All right. Next up, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle. Nothing else to say.
I hate both of these teams, but Seattle's gonna smoke them like a pack of cigarettes. It's in Seattle, and the Cardinals have done nothing of worth outside of give Josh Dobbs his own jersey in their own goddamn team store. So give me Seattle.
I mean, I like the Cardinals. I do. I mean, Seattle really shit the bed last week too against Bengals, right? Like they sucked. They could not cover anything on offense. I don't want to say I have a feeling because it's the Cardinals, so I'll just go with Seahawks.
I like you, Bren. I so badly want to like the Cardinals, and I think that they have so much potential to be a really good team, but they just fall short every time. The Seahawks, that offense is just so good. There's just no real holes really going on in that offense. But yeah, so I'm just gonna take the Seahawks here. It's an easy pick.
For me, I'm just gonna say that I think, dude, every game the Cardinals have played in, it's been close. It's been close. The Cardinals are what, 1-5 team, 1-4 team,
Correct.
1-5.
1-5.
but they're a good
Like,
1-5 team though. They're like a 1-5 team that doesn't. They're like the Lions of how the Lions used to be, where they would fight every game. It would just go down to the last wire. But I'm gonna go Seahawks this game because I know for a fact I believe in Geno Smith. Geno Smith is a straight up guy, and he'll get receivers the ball in space. I believe in their defense and having who's that tall lengthy corner, Quantre Diggs. I think it was Diggs.
That's
Okay.
safety.
Oh, safety. Who's that?
Witherspoon.
I think it was Witherspoon. Yeah.
Was it Witherspoon?
Yeah, because Witherspoon's a rookie. It was the other guy on the other side, his other corner. Who's it? He's like trying to think.
Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, there, Tariq Woolen. I would do Tariq Woolen's a guy. I believe in Tariq Woolen for sure. He's another sauce. I always say.
That is an all-time quote right there.
Dude, he's
Tariq
another
Woolen's
dude. I think
He's a guy.
Dude, he is a guy for sure.
Not gonna lie, he's pretty good.
He's a guy.
Pretty good.
Don't get it twisted. He is good.
Don't get it twisted. He's a guy.
Dude, I think the Seahawks have a really good secondary and a really good defense. So, I really believe in that. So, it's gonna be a good game, but it's gonna go Seahawks for sure.
Really want to pick the Cardinals. I really do. But I
like
won't.
the Cardinals too. I believe in Dobbs for some reason. I just like Dobbs. They score.
I
At
think
least they score.
Kyler might be coming back.
He's out this week.
Oh, I
Soon.
think he's coming back in the next week or two. Not this week for sure, but I mean definitely soon.
Dude, how long has Kyler Murray been out for? Like almost 2 years.
He definitely missed a good chunk of last year.
Yeah, he tore his ACL. No, he tore his MCL, ACL, both.
Well, probably both. I don't remember. All I know is that he went down pretty hard and he's missed a lot of time.
Bro was grinding
December
a lot of
2022.
zombies.
Next, we got the Green Bay Packers coming into Denver. This is the Packers game. Sorry. Easy pick.
Listen. You gotta be unlimited. I'm kidding. I'm so picking the Packers here.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm not taking Sandwich Man. Although I will give a man credit where credit is due. Statistically, he has been playing all right. He's been playing like a Russell Wilson that I have known for the last decade. However, the rest of that team is just abysmal. And, the Packers aren't as good as I thought they would be. Jordan Love had a stellar, game or two and then got slammed and then just kind of never recovered. So, I think, the Packers really need this win, so I think they're going to get it simply for that reason.
Yeah, so I hate the Packers. You're right. Also, Russell Wilson has been playing really well. But the thing is, last week, it kind of flipped to how it was last year. The defense was playing really well, and Russell Wilson got 95 total passing yards. but I hate the Packers so much. I have to go with the Broncos here. I feel like if they can get it together, get the defense from last year and the Russell Wilson from this weird year minus last week, I feel like they can win. And also, I just hate the Packers.
Fair enough. I so badly want to like the Broncos this year. I thought there was so much potential for the team. I know I say that about a lot of teams that are pretty bad, but I think the defense has just been so abysmal this year for the Broncos. Like, letting the Dolphins score 70 points is a little bit sad. So I think the Packers win this game, but if like you said, Brent, if the Broncos can get their shit together, I don't see why they can't take this game, but I'm gonna go the Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers easily. Easily be the Packers. I just don't like Sean Payton after what he said about literally this like disrespecting a coach, just saying how terrible he was, saying he was never meant to be a head coach. Like, it's messed up to say something like that as a man who was who won the Super Bowl only because he had a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's what I say. Yeah, and you can see it, dude. You have Russell Wilson, who's a Super Bowl winning quarterback too. Look where they're at right now. So, I think it's gonna be the Packers. I think it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be 31-6.
31-6.
Wow.
All right. Next, this ends the afternoon. It's the Chargers and the Chiefs. Oh boy. I hate it, but give me Kansas City. I hate making that pick, but it just feels like it makes sense.
Wait, where's it at?
Kansas City.
Yeah, that's what makes it difficult. I'm gonna have to kind of agree with you there, Christian. The Chargers are better than their record shows. However, I despise Brandon Staley. I do not think he's a good coach. I do think Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert kind of keep that man's job. I want to have faith in this Chargers team a little more than I do, but they make it so hard for me with, the shit that goes on. I'm going to have to give it to the Chiefs. They've just, after week 1, they kind of just steamroll people, and in Kansas City, so it's just kind of how I'm leaning right now.
See, guys, I got a feeling.
Oh! In this game of all games,
I feel like this game, the Chargers are gonna go into Arrowhead, and they're gonna beat the shit out of the Chiefs. All right.
Damn.
Wow.
Chris Jones is gonna get locked up by the GOAT, Will Clapp. And
Will
there's gonna
Clapp.
be no
Will
competition.
Clapp, my goat.
Will Clapp, my GOAT. He's in. He's playing, and I don't know. I just got a weird feeling about this game. I hate the Chiefs more than Brandon Staley. I don't know, the shitty head coach the Chargers have. Irrelevant, but I just got a feeling that they're gonna win this one because I hate the Chiefs and Taylor Swift.
Fair enough. If I'm gonna be honest here, this game is gonna be a blowout. Neither defense is capable of stopping two of the best offenses in the league. Although the Chargers, in my opinion, have a more productive offense. I think the offense is capable of so much more than the Chiefs. The Chiefs is literally just Mahomes to Kelsey, and that's it. So I think there's a lot more variety in that offense. And the Broncos, legit held them to 19 points, and it was literally Russell Wilson's game to win, but he couldn't do it. So I think if that shows any signs of slowing for the Chiefs, might be concerning, but give me the Chargers here.
For me, I think Herbert's gonna come out with the W. Yeah.
He's got a feeling too, guys.
Yeah, dude.
He's got a feeling
if,
too,
only
guys.
if. But honestly, knowing how the refs have really been these past few weeks on Mahomes,
Oh,
True.
dude. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even
so
think about that.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
my gut feeling would say it would be the Chiefs because the refs would play a factor, and that whole I would say that whole script, but the whole T Swift vibe. So
I mess with T Swift. I only like one song, but I just think though, I just think Kansas City is gonna win just because they're officiating for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the officiating. Keep forgetting about that. Okay, in the evening on Sunday, we got a really good game. The Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Damn, like this is tough. Um, now, I don't know if this really applies here, but I'm gonna say I got a feeling. Um, I'm gonna go with Miami on this one. Well, like, okay, it's a coin toss, really. I mean, these teams are both exceptionally good at what they do. But I feel like Miami can squeeze this one out and improve to 6-1. I believe in Tua, fully. So, yeah, I think Miami's got this.
Okay. Nick, do not kill me here. I think that Miami's got this only because I know the Eagles' secondary is hurting and they've got to deal with that absolute track team of an offense. I think that's the only reason. I think Jalen Hurts puts on a decent game. He kind of had a rough one against the Jets. It's okay. Every quarterback has a bad game. But it's going to be, Waddle and Tyreek are just going to run circles around anybody and everybody. They've been doing it for the last 6 weeks. I think they're going to do it again. I'm going to take Miami here.
Wait, where's the game at?
It's in Philly.
Philadelphia.
Oh, that plays a part too. That
Yeah,
plays a
so-
part.
It's going to be a tough one for sure. It's going to be super close. But I'm definitely taking Miami on like a last second touchdown.
I think this one's gonna be really close. I know just like you said, the Eagles, they're missing some of their secondary. I think Reed Blankenship and Bradley Roby are both out. And then you got to deal with Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua, and then there's one important statistic that has not been mentioned, which is why I'm picking the Dolphins. Is that the Dolphins are undefeated with Chase Claypool in the lineup.
Oh my
Give me the
god.
Dolphins.
Oh, I thought you actually had a real statistic. That was
No, I
like
didn't.
actually.
That is a real statistic. That is a real thing. They are
No,
undefeated.
that's actually impactful to this game.
It's an ESPN stat.
Zero catches
So-
last week.
ESP, it's
So I feel like I'm warranted a few extra minutes to talk about this.
Oh my god.
Games in Philly.
Yeah, go ahead,
Philly's actually having a bitch fit right now. Like, the city of Philadelphia is a shambly mess. They will show up, and it's our first game in years, decades, that we're wearing the Kelly Green jerseys.
Oh, I so forgot those were being pulled out.
I was supposed to be at this game. This game is going to be electric. It's going to be the best. It might be the game of the season, honestly. The Dolphins haven't played a good defense with the exception of the Bills. That's where I was going with the Bills. They have not played a good defense. They've played the Chargers, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Panthers, the Giants, and the Bills. None of those teams, like I said, exception of the Bills, have good defenses. The Eagles have a very good defense. That defensive line and edge rushers are going to give Tua a very, very hard time. He's not going to have the time in the pocket to be able to throw deep and wait for those routes to actually develop. I think it's going to be a lot harder for the Dolphins to actually produce something worthwhile. I think the Eagles win. Obviously, I have to take the Eagles. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be probably a shootout. But I think the Eagles just have the edge in this game, honestly. And they have a chip on their shoulder from losing their first ever game in franchise history to the Jets.
Yeah, that would piss me off too if I were them.
I think it's gonna be the Eagles. I think it's gonna be the Eagles, cause I checked the weather. It's gonna be 54 degrees by game time, so that plays a big factor too. Because I don't know if Miami's used to that cold. I also think that the Eagles fan base is just something. It's one of the best fan bases in a way where they get rowdy. They get really rowdy. So, I think it's gonna be the Eagles. I also trust in Jalen Hurts. I trust in their O line. I trust in their defense. I know they're hurting in the secondary, but I honestly trust in their defensive line. But I think that that defensive line is going to give Tua problems. I feel like it's gonna give Tua some problems. But I think for sure, I feel like it's gonna be the Eagles. It's gonna be Eagles because you can't stop, dude. You seriously cannot stop that QB sneak, bro.
The tush push, baby.
Push, bro. You can't stop that, bro. But yeah, dude.
Blast.
I've always really liked Jalen Hurts ever since he was in Alabama and he transferred to Oklahoma. I always like Jalen Hurts because dude, going up against what? Can't stop AJ Brown. And you got a dog and a number 2 receiver in Devontae Smith, who isn't even really a second, like a receiver 2. That dude's basically 2 receiver 1s in a receiving core. So
And Julio Jones, don't forget.
yeah, I got Julio
Oh
Jones.
my god, fucking 12-year vet Julio.
Dude, you got Julio Jones who's out to prove something, and then you got DeAndre Swift, who people don't even really talk about. I believe in D Swift because D Swift is a dog, so I really believe in that. And since it is in the Eagles Stadium, with that whole environment and everything, it's gonna be the Eagles for sure. So yeah, got the Eagles on this one, man.
All right. That is it for Sunday. And we have one Monday night game to end off our picks. This is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. See, the Vikings are something I'd like to call a glass cannon. All offense and nothing to protect itself. Give me San Francisco by like, I don't know, well, like probably it'll probably be a high scoring game. I feel like, but give me the 49ers by like a score and a field goal, I guess.
Okay, my turn to talk for 10 plus minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Go for it.
Can somebody remind me where the game's at?
Minnesota.
Okay.
No, but also realize this: Minnesota's stadium's a dome. It's indoors, like it.
Oh, yummy.
So you gotta realize that too.
Yummy.
So, I am upset from last Sunday. Jake Moody kind of shit the bed. It's okay, he's a rookie. You expect these kind of things from rookies. Still upsetting when you draft a kicker that high. That being said, we will bounce back. The Vikings do not have Jay Jettas, so I don't have to shit bricks about that being an issue. And Kirk Cousins is no match for my favorite racist, Nick Bosa. And there's a whole joke behind it, Christian. I'll explain it later. But Brocktober is coming. Brocktober will be swift and cold. Give me the Niners by 17.
Everything you said, plus like the Vikings are ass. I believe this loss right here is going to kick off their rebuild. After this, they're having a fire sale, and I'm going to love watching it. And yeah, I just hate the Vikings too, so give me the Niners.
I'm just going to start off by saying I'm going the 49ers, but no CMC and no Debo. Not looking too lucky. No Trent
CMC
Williams
is
either.
playing. I think CMC is
CMC
playing.
is sitting out. He announced he's sitting out. Him and Trent Williams are both out for the game.
It's fine.
There's still probably a potential that they could play, but I just read something that's saying that they're both going to be out. Debo up in the air still, and it's going to be interesting to see how they manage injuries to their high impact players. I think they're fine though, especially against primetime Kirk, who's actually ass. So yeah, I didn't get my pick last week with Kirk, so he's benched. He's benched forever.
Ow.
All right, so it's gonna be the Niners. It's gonna be the Niners because Justin Jefferson's out. You don't have Justin Jefferson for weeks. And I honestly just think the Niners the Niners secondary is the best in the league, in my opinion. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Most picks in the league.
Yeah, I think the Niners are for sure going to shut down that run game because, dude, Minnesota does not have a run game. I think that they're going to. I honestly think that they're also going to shut down Jordan Addison, who is a rookie, who is not like Justin Jefferson yet. But also, I just think that that defense is going to carry for sure. But I think this is going to be a great game for Purdy. I feel like Purdy's going to establish who he really is in this league. Because he still got Brandon Ayuk. He still has Jennings. I think Juwan Jennings.
Oh, Juwan Jennings is a dog.
Yeah, they got him. You got Elijah Mitchell, who I think as a running back, he's good. I like Elijah Mitchell a lot. It's Elijah Mitchell, right?
Yeah, you've got Elijah Mitchell, who should be the starter, but he's been injured the last couple of weeks. You've got Jordan Mason, who's been backing up Christian McCaffrey, who's been really solid. And then you've got Ty Davis Price as the third back, who's also really solid. He just doesn't get as many opportunities.
Yeah, so I just think that even though they still don't have Debo or CMC or Trent Williams, I still think the offensive line is still really freaking good. You still can't. Yeah, yes, Trent Williams is a dog, but that's one side. That's one side of the ball. But I just think that knowing Brock Purdy and knowing how technical he is and how he reads, he takes one read, oh, not open. One read. He's quick with his timing too, so I believe in Purdy for sure, and it's in a freaking dome stadium. Like that's not really gonna pay an effect in the cold or the weather, but yeah, I think it's gonna be I think if the Niners score fast, score quick, and score quick and early, it's gonna shut it down for sure.
All right, that wraps up Week 7 picks, and man, I miss doing those. And Cody, thank you for being on our show. It was a pleasure having you, man. Yeah, no problem, dude. Anytime. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Thanks, Cody. Okay. All right, next up. We are done with football, and now we are going to talk about the NHL season, which is back, baby. It is back. Fire me up! So excited.
Let's go.
Okay, granted, we did start a little late on this, and the NHL season is like 2 weeks in, I think.
What, isn't it like 3 or 4 games in, or am I missing something?
5.
Like 3,
4 or
5
5
games in for everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Man, I'm excited. I loved it. I went to the Kings opening night, and although we did lose, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun watching the boys get reintroduced into the season. So here's one thing I want to talk about, and like this is for Brendan and Nick. What's going on with the Oilers?
What?
My God, they suck. I'm so glad they suck. Dude. Fuck
What
the
the
Oilers.
fuck is an
Fuck
Oiler?
McDavid. Fuck Draisaitl. That entire organization, the entire fan base can
Draisaitl's
get
still
hit by a
good.
meteor, and I'd start running around my house laughing, clapping, cheering. I hate the Edmonton Oilers. I hate everything about them. I think they're
I
dirty.
love McDavid though.
I think they're
Okay.
horrible players,
Let me
and they're not
preface this
marketable.
first.
Hold on, go.
Let me preface this for Spencer, because I don't know if Spencer knows. Spencer.
What the fuck is an Oiler?
How to
So-
describe it?
Here's what happened, right? You were there actually. Remember when we were going through the Team LA store?
Oh my
And
God,
then-
didn't they get fucking shit on? Wasn't
Yeah,
it like
8
they
to 1.
lost?
Here's the thing.
Was it the Canucks?
Yes, it was Vancouver.
Oh my God.
Vancouver
And like,
Canucks.
granted, Vancouver has some very good players.
It's Vancouver. Let's be real.
However, here's the thing that's gonna make you laugh. So, Thatcher Demko, the Vancouver goaltender,
What a name, Thatcher.
had the flu during the game.
Oh, flu game
He
masterclass.
played a flu game, and he only let up 1 goal. He threw up in his mask mid-game.
So bad.
And
I know.
only let up 1 goal. His mask was filled with throw up as he was playing, and only allowed 1 goal from the Edmonton Oilers. The Canucks would then beat them again in the home and home series that they played. Again, I think it was like 3-2, 4-2, something like that. And the Oilers lost again, I think it was last night, to the Flyers 4-1.
What?
As they should.
What?
Whoa, calm down.
Nick, listen.
Settle
Cut me a
down.
little bit of slack. The only time I've seen the Flyers twice in person. One of the times we got shat on by Anaheim. The other time we shat on Anaheim. So realistically, I've had a very torn Philadelphia Flyers experience.
500 makes the
However-
playoffs sometimes.
Sometimes, maybe a little bit. But that being said, I'm gonna crack out my goddamn suit because I love seeing the downfall of Edmonton.
Thank the Lord.
I as a newbie in the hockey world who is just a fletch, a hatchling in the world of this icicle sport, it has been amazing to watch a team crumble like that, especially after the instances we've had with them in the playoffs. I'm very happy to report that they suck ass.
Dude, Edmonton in the playoffs. Awful. Dirty
Awful to
team.
play against. Dirty team. The most toxic fan base in the league. I don't care what anyone says. Oilers will
Hot
always
take.
lead in that.
Hot take.
Canadians are up there too, but
shitty jerseys. Hot take.
No, their
Awful
jerseys are fire. Don't even.
I don't-
even.
I don't like their jerseys.
jerseys are
It's-
awful.
It's too mid. for me.
Especially a McDavid jersey in my closet. Sheesh, so nice.
Burn
so
it.
clean.
Firewood, kindling.
Firewood
I spent
material.
good money on that. I spent good money on that jersey.
Yeah.
But I will say it's
I mean, yeah, hockey jerseys are
it's
not cheap.
amazing to see them be so pitiful right now. And I mean, when you have the same amount of points as the Anaheim Ducks, sheesh, you know something's going wrong.
What?
new low.
What?
You've reached a new low.
That's a statistic.
And also, I want to.
That's not an ESPN
It's a real
stat.
stat. It's a real stat. You can find it on the NHL website. I do also want to say, you know who also has the same amount of points as Anaheim, who I did not expect to be that low? The Washington Capitals. Ovechkin did not take a single shot for two straight games, first time in
For
his
the first time
career.
in his career.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening with the Caps. I thought they were a pretty solid team. I mean, there wasn't really any. They didn't really lose much. They didn't really gain much. So I thought there was a lot of potential. Ovi ain't getting that record anytime soon if you ain't shooting shots. Like, what? Washington, figure it out.
I think it's just. I just think it's a slow start for him, man. You know, everybody hasn't shut the hell up about him chasing that record, and I think, you know, he makes a good case for it. So I don't think he's just gonna. Nah, I'm gonna let age hit me now. I think he's gonna make a strong comeback this season and just really go.
Brody's 38.
Yeah.
I mean, he is kind of a dinosaur. However, I still think he'll make a.
The
have a
weapons
good
around
season
him
this year.
aren't like sustainable. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first. Go. I'm researching something. Go.
Oh yeah.
Casually shits on his
Well,
teammates.
no, really. I mean, like
moves
that
on.
offensive system that they're running, they're just like isn't going well with the players that they have in place, and just yeah, you re-signed Tom Wilson. I guess Kuznetsov's still there, but like, not really working out. We really saw
Just
them
feed him
like
the
fall
puck.
off, like when they missed the playoffs last year, and it's just like, I mean, like I saw it coming personally, and I think Ovechkin will be fine. He'll score at least 25, I guess, from his office in the left circle there.
From the
He will not move.
The grade 8 office.
His fucking
The office
desk
that
job.
no one can cover for the past 18 years, or however long.
For
it's
what
been.
reason?
Listen, man, once you get a position, it's really hard for people to take on upper management. Once you get a desk job, it's hard to take away.
True.
He fires you.
True.
That man has been sitting pretty behind a new Acer laptop for the longest minute.
Another team that I hate,
Yeah.
that is off to another awful start that we weren't expecting, as well as Edmonton, is the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, I expected
Awful.
that.
Doesn't wait?
Okay,
Don't
well.
I
Devon
don't-
Levi?
you know what? I
Fraud.
really hate the Sabres.
Fraud.
Who's that funny? Who's that
Ukko-Pekka
funny little
Luukkonen.
goalie?
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
What?
Fraud. Buffalo Sabres, all of them. Fraud.
What?
What the
They're
hell
gonna
even is a saber?
stay a basement team, and I love it. I hate the Buffalo Sabres and their fan base. Dressed like a seat night in
The
Buffalo.
only-
60%
the only-
of the tickets were sold out. 60% capacity. Worse in the NHL.
Oh, it's Devin. Is it Devon or
DVON.
Devin
I
Levi?
think it's-
Devin.
it's Devin.
Devon.
I think it's Devin.
He can't even pronounce his own name
Because
right. Jeez.
I've
It's Devon. O makes an O.
That's how you
sound.
know
Listen.
he's useless.
He's awful.
Hey, be nice. Be nice.
Not
Sabres are
settle
awful.
down.
Another interesting start. The Devils are 2-1-1, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but did you guys see that bag skate from New Jersey? How they were doing bag skates after being 1-1-1. Vanacek was having none of it. I mean, that guy is just like he's just cruising, like, and everyone's just working their asses off. It was funny. Toronto is 2-2-0, and they are
That's
currently
interesting.
as of this recording, they are sixth in their division. I really felt as if that their additions were good. Maybe not the Reeves one because they got some sand in Bertuzzi already.
Isn't like Max Domi like awful this season?
He's been
Probably.
awful.
Yeah,
but
so he has
haven't
one
seen him
assist and he's a
individually.
-3. I heard Toronto fans complaining about him earlier.
They'll complain
I
about
mean-
anything, you know that, but
It's a third line right winger. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want really.
True. Let's keep it in the division. How about the starts for
Yeah.
the young up and coming teams, the Senators and the Red Wings. Both of them
So
3-1.
happy for them.
oh yeah,
I'm
dude,
so happy for both of those.
love
teams.
it.
The Senators.
Who?
and
The Senators and the Red Wings.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the
Who?
fuck up, Spencer. I'm gonna pipe bomb your house.
Look,
They all bow
Zach
to the
McEwen
Minnesota Wild
masterclass.
and my goat of a goalie.
McEwen, future. You know he's got put on waivers, right?
Exactly, masterclass.
Future
Doesn't matter.
Now
Future
they're
Hall
gonna,
of Famer.
now they're gonna
Doesn't
fall.
matter.
They're gonna fall to number 1 lottery pick.
But no, yeah. The
Is it
Senators,
sustainable?
What's
Can they keep it
sustainable?
up?
Yes.
Can they keep
The
up this both of them?
Senators? I feel
Senators
like
and the Red Wings,
Senators
can they
Easily
keep
the
it up?
Senators.
The Senators totally can. I think Tarasenko is going to be a fantastic piece for them. And, if they don't feel satisfied with him, that's why they signed that 1x5, so they could just deal him at the deadline. But just, have they signed Shane Pinto yet? I don't think they have.
I don't know. They haven't. No, they haven't.
Not yet. So they have to sign
Oh,
Mr. Pinto
no.
Beans. As for Detroit, I feel like this is one of Yzerman's like last years, like to really try and figure this out. Although they are going into a pretty good start, 3-1-0. Got to really try and find out like all these really niche areas, or excuse me, niche players that they're finding, just trying to make it work. I feel like through these first 4 games they have made it work. But yeah, they're off to a good start too. And how about
Spencer.
Sorry, Spencer. Did you have something to say? I'm sorry.
Okay, not to take away from the hockey segment, I promise. But I just saw something as of 7 hours ago. The Raiders will start Brian Hoyer at quarterback versus the
Chef
Bears.
Hoyardi, baby.
Why?
He won the game for them last week.
I have no Hoyer the Destroyer. With that being said, I don't know how that affects that game. Continue the
I had
hockey
one
talk.
thing.
just
I wanted to
announce
keep it in the
that,
Atlantic
so
for
we
a
weren't
second,
misinformed.
real quick. So you said we all agreed, Senators and Red Wings.
Oh yeah, go
They're
ahead.
going to make it in. Only five maximum teams from that division can make the playoffs. You got the Bruins, Senators, Red Wings, Lightnings, Panthers, Maple Leafs. Out of those 6, who's the one missing?
I don't fucking know.
I wasn't asking you, Spencer.
Detroit.
You fair weather.
Well,
You fair weather
sorry,
casual.
I
I
think
wanted,
it's either Detroit.
I wanted to contribute.
I think it's either Detroit or Florida, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Wait a minute, did you just call me a fair weather? What the fuck does that even mean?
You are a fair,
Fair
weather,
weather
casual. Yeah,
casual.
I'm gonna go with you with the Panthers.
What does that
I hate the Panthers
mean?
As well, they're a team I don't hate.
They're so boring.
I agree. Matthew Tkachuk is a fraud.
Like,
I don't know, man. I mean, like, I don't know how Boston's starting out 3-0 with missing.
I mean, think
what,
about it, right? Like
Krejci
they
and
were the best
Bergeron,
team
dude?
in the regular season ever, of all time. And yeah, they lost 2
Yeah.
pieces, but they are still
Uh-huh.
the best regular season team ever last season. And they're keeping most of their pieces together.
2 pivotal pieces, but
So they should still
Yeah.
be good. But go ahead.
I'm gonna I don't know if it's the recency bias talking, man, but I think Florida
Edged.
will get edged out. If not, I think it'll be
We're doing what to Florida?
it'll be Tampa Bay.
We're giving them top.
No.
What's happening in
Plane
Florida?
ticket.
It'll either Florida or Tampa will be I don't think either one of those
Florida
teams
hater.
will make the playoffs. I want it to be Tampa Bay to be out of the playoffs.
Me too.
As they couldn't make it past the first round last year somehow against the Leafs, but yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll change my pick. I think Tampa Bay will be missing the playoffs this year. I think these first few months is going to seriously damage. These first few months without Vasilevsky will seriously damage them, and I think because of that they won't go far. I don't think so.
I mean, I still like Tampa even without Vasilevsky. To be completely honest, I mean their team got a little bit more shallow than last year because last year their team was pretty deep. But the GOAT Tyler Mott's on the team, so I mean I really don't know how you could really hate. I still think that the team's good, and they've got a couple new faces in that fourth line. So I do think I think that they could still make the playoffs, especially over Florida, and maybe
Fair,
Toronto.
that's fair. Christian, what was your question from earlier?
Oh no, I don't think I had a question. I think I was just taking a look. How about the for the time being, Arizona?
I
in
got
the
something to
wild
say.
card Spot.
All right.
Young mullet's coming out.
Exciting.
I got a
fun
word.
Team. I've been like a closet Coyotes, rooting for them because they fucking suck and they're playing in a college arena. But
The mullet.
Yeah.
we all know who they added this offseason. The win condition. Matt Dumba,
Jesus
the dumpster.
Christ.
Fantasy
Dumba.
2021 MVP Matt Dumba.
Oh boy.
You don't understand.
The skating traffic cone.
Yeah, the pylon. He's awful, but he is the win condition. And now that you've added him to this young Arizona roster, it's no surprise that they're in a wild card spot right now.
Bro is nothing but a tripping hazard.
Logan Cooley.
I mean,
I think.
you can't. I don't think you.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I like the team. And if they can keep it together, because I feel like their team is young and still fresh. They do have a lot of new faces to that team that they didn't have last year. I am a time and time again Clayton Keller hater. But I do think that they have an exciting team, and as much as I hate to admit it, I think Arizona could be kind of nice this year. I'll be real.
They just gotta
Lawson
keep
Krause can
developing.
put it in the net, boys.
And I just wanted to touch upon this. The Fiala and Dubois
Yummy.
putting the league on
Dat boy
notice.
Dubois.
I'm hard.
2 goals in 12 seconds against the Wild last night, which was fantastic. And although that first goal, it did look like a kick, but then it touched the heel of his stick. And then he just scores again, like 12 seconds later. And like he also scored in the Jets game, the first goal against the Jets, as they were booing him the whole time. And really exposed Hellebuck. Hellebuck has a 843 save percentage right now and a
Icky.
438 GAA, which is awful for that new contract that he's got.
Bro's
but
worse
yeah.
than Jonathan Quick right now.
That's
You
true.
mean
That's-
Rangers
Jonathan-
legend?
You mean Blue Jackets legend?
You mean Columbus?
cannot be
You mean
saying that.
Columbus legend? Jonathan Quick?
Jonathan Quick actually has started. Well,
Put-
Shesterkin got pulled and then Quick got put in, and he posted a shutout.
Put his ass in the rafters in Columbus.
Got him. I mean,
That'll be-
you said
they won't
I
do
saw
it.
I saw the 2 notifications on my phone that Dubois scored twice, and I thought they just accidentally pushed out another notification because I was so surprised. It was like back to back. I was like, nah, I'm just getting the same notification from a different league for my fantasy teams because I
No.
put them on both.
No.
But I got 4 notifications from both leagues. Just boo boo boo. I was like, damn, what's going on over there?
Talbot's actually decent.
That's real awesome. And Cam Talbot. Cam Talbot has looked fantastic.
He's looked really good.
It was a
Talbot's looked good.
It was a little
first
rough
game, it
that
was a little
first
shaky.
game. First game was a little rough. I think he just needed to get into his groove. I think that's from watching that first game. I was like, okay, they kind of need to relearn how to skate again because that's kind of just what it looked like.
Yeah, some of it was bad.
Fiala plays like a god amongst men. Always, I will always, but
Love him.
Leferrier, whatever the fuck his name is.
He's awesome.
If I get a jersey that isn't like Quick or Fiala, I'm putting that kid's name on my back because he impressed me. With one, he was playing all right. I thought he played all right, but
He's
two,
good.
to come into the league and fucking judo throw a vet in your first fight instantly wins my respect.
That was his first fight ever, too. I thought, like, maybe in Harvard or his junior leagues, I thought he fought. But no, it turns out that was his first fight ever. And he comes from Harvard, dude. So, like, that was awesome. That was real awesome. Sorry,
I just want to say, a Kings goalie has above a 900 save percentage. On God, I'm about to plan the parade. We're going back to back. It's over. Freaking Cam Talbot, fire me up. Flyers legend Cam Talbot. I'll stop banging my desk right now, but freaking amazing. I just love it when we have good goaltending and this team is scoring 5+ goals a freaking game. The better Lafreniere just making an instant impact. Like you said, getting in his first fight, that just makes it's stuff that dreams are made of. It's the reason we watch hockey.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, in person, we were like, he's getting kind of dogged on, like, this isn't good looks. And then dude popped up, threw a couple good jabs in at the head, and just, and I was like, no fucking way. He just took that man off his skates and threw him into the ice. I was over the moon about it.
Beat him up.
I had never been so excited. I popped out of my seat screaming. And then I think, was that the first period or second period, Christian?
I think it might have been the second.
Because between that and then Byfield's last second goal, oh, dude, that had me excited.
Nice.
I was like, we're going back to the cup, baby. And then, we all know how that game ended. But
yeah, well, it's the Avs.
It made me excited to watch hockey again. Like after playoffs, I was like, "Fuck, I'm not doing." Yeah, there you go. Got to rock the Byfield.
He's wearing a Byfield jersey.
I just watching that, I was like, okay, this is Kings hockey that I remember. We just need to secure. We needed to get goalies figured out, and then I think the goalies figured it out themselves. So I think we have a really strong chance this year compared to last year.
And talk about
true. And
Gavrikov scoring 2 goals.
Talbot. Oh, dude, the phone selling. I love that. But Talbot has succeeded in Todd McClellan's system, which is why I believe that we got him back for that reason. Which is nice. But we got to get a long-term solution. Just like, I hate looking at the negatives of this team because it's so glaringly obvious. But long-term solution for sure in the future. Maybe Arvidsson and possibly Roy get shipped out for something like that. I don't know, but
not Roy.
Well,
I see a lot of I see a lot of Roy jerseys.
Matt Waugh?
Matt Waugh.
Matt Waugh.
Roy is,
ain't no way. Who? Ain't no way, bro. Pulled out the Waugh.
So Spencer, for context, there is he's a defenseman, right, Brendan?
Goalie.
No, he's a forward. There's also a legendary goalie.
Yeah, that too.
That's what I thought.
There's a goalie, Patrick Waugh. It's also spelled Roy, and Nicholas Waugh on the Knights, Roy as well. And then we have Roy. So
the actual way to say it.
Yeah.
Freaking Europeans.
But also, the Avs and well, okay, Avs, Bruins, and Knights all undefeated thus far. With the Knights playing the most games, I believe. Yeah, the most games.
5.
Yeah, 5. They're 5-0, the best Stanley Cup defense to start a season since the '86 Oilers.
Chance at history next game. Chance to set the record at 6-0.
Vegas hasn't missed a beat.
Who do they play?
Oh, who do they play? Let's see. They play.
I know this one.
Chicago. Ring it up. They're getting that. They're starting
Chicago.
off better.
Yeah, they're getting.
Oh, we're not setting the record.
Bedard is the next Gretzky. I'm sorry.
Bedard has as many goals as Caden Korsak. Shut the fuck up. I don't know how the NHL could make like, the most hyped prospect of this generation like hated. I didn't know I could hate Connor Bedard, but I do.
Damn.
Like I don't know how the NHL managed that.
I think it's a bit of an overreaction. Like I understand it. I just think it's a bit
like
of an
the
overreaction.
NFL and the Taylor Swift. They just don't stop posting.
Brody got 3
Yeah.
points.
Oh my god, he pulled the puck between his legs
I mean,
and then shot the puck over the net and missed completely. Oh my god, let's post that on all of our social
Trevor's-
I mean,
medias.
you got it.
Holy shit.
You have to think about
Like yes, let's market.
teams market the shit out of, or like leagues market the shit out of their first rounders or even their first overalls, because you got to look at like, wasn't Baker Mayfield like hyped to hell and back? Kyler Murray was hyped to hell and back.
Yes.
Wembanyama is considered the greatest prospect since LeBron.
Bro,
That is a
even
crazy
seen the video I just put in the group chat though, bro.
I
Victor
get it.
Wembanyama
I
is
get it.
playing
It's just like
God right now.
He's good.
posting highlights where you don't even get a shot on net is awful.
Dude, but
I don't get
they
it.
do that for some. Do you know they glaze the hell out of Mahomes for the same thing? And Mahomes was a top 10 pick, so like I get it,
And I hate that too. That's why I hate the Chiefs. That's why I hate Mahomes.
I get it, but
All annoying.
I just think it's unfair to the player. But I understand it. I think that's more of like the marketing of like the league, and I think that's something the NHL definitely needs to work on is marketing. Because I think Michael brought up the other day when he was here, he was like, "Was that a hockey commercial?"
Yeah,
and I don't.
I was
think,
about to say I did see a
I
hockey.
don't think I've ever seen a hockey commercial. Ever.
I saw one when I was watching the football game on ESPN. I forget which one it was. It was a night one. It was the Jets game.
Yes,
Can
Nick. What do you
we
mean?
also just realize that Connor Bedard literally is 18 years old? He literally has so much to learn about this
was younger
league.
than all of
True.
us.
True.
I as much as like obviously he's a great talented player. Like I don't think any of us are gonna deny that because you don't become one of the greatest prospects of all time for nothing. He's talented. He's great. He's just got to catch up to NHL speed. Not many players come in at 18 and automatically get first line minutes and like also have the entire league's attention focused on them. So I think obviously he's gonna have those growing pains. So I don't mind the slow start for him or just even. I mean he has 3 points. I don't think you can really complain that he's scoring points better than freaking Alexis Lafreniere, who can't score a goal to freaking save his life. So I think you be patient with him. He's not going to be
Negative development in New York.
So I don't think you can necessarily call it just yet. Or like not just yet, but like I think you just need to let him have that growing time.
Yeah, I mean, like, New York is frustrating, especially because, like, you have Kako, you got Hedel, you got Lafreniere, you got Fox. Well, Fox is good, but the other
Hedel's not bad.
Fools over there. No, yeah, he's not bad, but like he could be
So
better.
could many players.
But no,
So could everyone in the league.
literally everyone else over
Freaking
there.
Ilya Sorokin.
But like, it's so well, Islanders. It's so frustrating, like seeing all that talent. Like I remember watching those highlights of Kako Laugh in those draft years, those highlights, and it just they're barely producing much. I mean, like you got a kid line, in I believe it's Miller, Laugh, and Kako or something like that. I forget who.
There's
it
a
is.
defenseman. It's Hito Kako Lafreniere.
Yeah, thank you. And like you can't get much, like you can get production out of them when you can, but like it's just like please develop your prospects more. Like, you're wasting their careers. Like, the moment they get sent out somewhere else because you get frustrated, they're going to do much better in someone else's system. I mean,
Teach them to play hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So, yeah, it's frustrating seeing that over in New York. Their grace period is over for, like, getting it together.
It has been 2 games. If you
It's
don't
been
win
like
the
2
championship,
years
I'm
with
setting
the-
your island on fire.
It's been like 2 years. They've had so much time.
Granted, keep in mind, I have not been watching the entire
Yeah.
league like that. So in my mind, it's been 2 games, or I'm setting Staten Island on fire.
I mean, while we're in the Metro,
That is a terrorist threat.
In Minecraft.
Whew,
There
got
you
him.
go.
While
Thank you for the alert. Sorry, FBI,
while
can't
we're
get
in
me
the
today.
Metro, I think we should probably start to look to close it out with the Metro, since that's the only division we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
The Flyers.
Flyers.
I mean, how are they 3-1 right now? Like, and actually blowing teams out? I'll be damned. Tell me how.
I'll tell you how. All right. I got 3 words for you. Okay, first one's Canucks. Second one's Oilers. Third one's Blue Jackets.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
Fake teams.
well, that's 4 words.
those are AHL teams. Those are junior league teams.
they're not great teams. I mean, the Oilers are actually they're a decent team on paper. Actually, a really good team on paper.
Oilers
but
are awful, worst team in the nation.
I don't know. I just think that the start is really good for them. I think the missing pieces of Couturier and Atkinson really, we can now see how much impact that they have, even if they're not scoring points. Sean Couturier with a beautiful penalty shot. I think the team actually is impressing me.
That was awesome.
And once you factor in the fact that Carter Hart now has defensive players, not just a giraffe on skates, I think giraffe on skates and a fucking lumberjack. Like, they're both not playing, and I'm so happy for it that we can actually have real defensemen come in and play and actually do things. So I'm excited. A lot of our younger guys are starting to make their way up the lines, and we're finally getting to see what the Flyers can put together, and I think they can put together a lot of offensive production when you put them in the right situations.
It is awesome that the NHL season is back. I'm so excited. All of us here at Fourscore Sports have at least a good amount of experience watching hockey, and it's just exciting. So we'll be talking about that throughout the rest of our podcasting time. Last but not least, we got to end off with this: the MLB playoffs that have been going on up until the 20th, which is the date of this recording. So let's see. Those games that have finished today, right? Okay.
Crunchy baseball.
Texas, get
Fucking
your shit together.
Fuck Texas, dude. I had such high hopes for that goddamn piece of shit franchise. You look just like your neighbors in Dallas, like the Cowboys. You blow it every second you get. If Houston beats them, ooh, buddy. Oh. Sorry, I needed to get that out. I was really upset when I saw that Houston won.
They're so reverse Phillies right now. The Astros have always been pretty bad at home and very good on the road. I also think they're just playing in their little brother Minute Maid North. It's not. I mean, the Astros kind of have a real big advantage.
Minute Maid North.
They really do have a big advantage, and they're really showing it now. And it's getting a little scary because it's now 3-2. They go back to Houston, so who knows? Who knows? But I think Houston just ends up winning. They've let it get too far out of hand.
I'm gonna end myself if that's the case. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Okay. Let me just gauge your guys' opinion on this, except for maybe Brendan. Bat
I
flipping.
fucking
here
love
for
it.
it.
I love I am all for offensive dudes celebrating the hell out of scoring. I mean, the NFL, you've got touchdown sellies, hockey, you see sellies for, scoring. I mean, let the dude, it's all you can do. It's a fucking bat. Let him chuck it up and then run around the bases. We saw pitchers, fist pump when they get a good out. They talk shit. Bauer was a menace. Did the sword thing he did. Bauer was creative with it. So, I mean, I'm all for people celebrating their little wins in games.
I always think that the people that are mad at bat flips are the people whose teams gets constantly dogged on, because bat flips are so much fun. Think of the coldest moments you've seen in any baseball game. It's always gonna be like the Bautista home run, the Harper home run last year. The Rhys Hoskins hit last year. Brody spiked the bat into the ground like a football. Like,
see, I'm all for that.
You hit a home run, fire me the fuck up. Like, you should be able to celebrate. It gets a little excessive when you're just chucking it like 100 yards in a direction. But, like, if you're just going to, like, flip the bat with your fingers and, like, have, like, a cold stare, or you're going to spike it into the ground, I'm all for it. I think it's amazing for the game to let players get fired up after they hit a grand slam or, like, a big late inning home run. Like, let them celebrate.
A possibly series-changing home run. Like, here, I'm going to quote Urinating Tree from Twitter here. If you hit a huge series-changing home run, you should be able to pimp that shit for as long as you want. Walk the bases for all I care. Don't get triggered because Adolis bested your ace for a 3-run bomb. And then, of course, the Texas bullpen collapsed, and then Altuve hit.
But Altuve has the exact same reason to do the same thing. As much as I hate Altuve, he has every right to do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Every right to pimp that shit. Yeah.
It's just the people that are mad
and like
that their team is getting pimped out.
It's also a lot of
like,
old heads who are like, the sanctity of baseball. I'm like, bro, your farts are dust. I don't want to hear it.
You're about a week from dust.
Please stop.
Like, dude, I'm sorry. When you qualify for like AARP or whatever the hell it is, when you get like retirement funds, Brody, your opinion on baseball doesn't matter anymore. If you didn't play the game at a solid ass level, or you look like one of our Congress members, I don't want to hear your opinion on baseball. I'm sorry. Some fucking when I got somebody looking like Dianne Feinstein going, I'm pimping home runs, I'm like, no, nada. I will zip you shut. Go.
People freezing like Mitch McConnell when they see a piece of wood fly into the grass.
Their joints lock up when they see Fernando Tatis.
My joints lock up
bad.
when I see that motherfucker. I'll be real. I hate him.
I mean, I don't like him either. Like, don't get it twisted, but like, he's the first face.
The Roy boy himself.
I don't.
It's for ringworms.
Listen, I don't like him as much as the next guy, but he's like the poster child for pimping the shit out of home runs. So, at least in my opinion, but it just let the kids play. They're all young. They're under the age of 35. They have every right to celebrate before their arthritis kicks in.
Yeah, for real. I also want to say, in keeping with the theme of pimping the fuck out of home runs, the team that has the most home runs in the playoffs right now, the Philadelphia Phillies, got a couple embarrassing losses these past few days. Now they're down tied 2-2 with the Diamondbacks with one more game left to play in Arizona. What are y'all feeling about that? Have y'all been watching those games?
I watched a little bit of it, and I think just Arizona just had some answers. But I still think Philly can like probably rip off 2 in a row here. I don't think it's gonna go 7. They're tied 2-2, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 2-2 in the series. Yes.
In the series, or is it 3-2 D-backs? Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's. I think Philly will take the next 2. Although I will say, them buying up the seats just to not go,
as fuck.
That's foul, and honestly, that might be karma for them. I'm gonna keep it real. But no, yeah, I think the Phillies will come back to the World Series, and Jesus, if Texas can't figure their shit out, then it's just gonna be a rematch. And honestly, that'll be that rematch will feed families, dog. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that would feed
It'll be fun
families.
as hell. But
I'm
But,
betting my
yeah,
paycheck on that shit so
That,
fast.
that Taco Bell. The Taco Bell. would
I
just
don't
go
think
crazy.
D-backs have enough fuel.
Yeah, I don't think the D-backs have enough fuel either. I think they've just been. I'm gonna say luck. It's probably a little bit of skill, but they've just been getting luck these past 2 games that they've been able to basically walk off both games. It's just showing that the Phillies, even though they're slumping, like the Phillies' offense is awful right now. They cannot do anything for shit. To show that even when they're slumping, they're able to lead games for most of the game, and like the pitching staff before this game had a combined ERA, like I think they were at a 1.4 ERA combined the entire playoffs. So, I mean, the pitching staff's been locked down. As long as we can stay locked down, we got Wheeler tomorrow. I don't see why we don't take Game 5 and take a lead going back into Philly. And there's never been a team, and I'll say this with the most confidence, there's never been a team in the entire history of sports that has had as big of a home field advantage as the Phillies have. Like, that Citizens Bank Park is electric whenever it's playoff baseball, and that's why they're just kicking teams. They're kicking the Diamondbacks up, down, left, and right, like not even giving them a chance to even do anything, get any momentum, because it's just over.
I would
Don't say
argue. I'm not saying the Dodgers. I'm not saying the Dodgers. I promise I'm not saying the Dodgers. When it comes to home field advantage, I'd low-key say Boston and that stupid fucking wall have a pretty good case for home field advantage. Yeah.
Oh, the
If we're
monster?
talking
That's
fan
stupid,
vibes, yeah, I'd say Philly's pretty much got that on lock
But-
right now. But if we're talking like actual like shape of stadium,
I mean, it's just
low-key,
a stadium advantage.
that stupid wall. Low-key.
I also don't think necessarily that gives them an advantage. If anything, it keeps more balls in play, and it makes for more. It like you either hit a home run or you get a single off the wall. I mean, it's either or.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but like
It's well
that
more
wall
in,
is
yeah.
like more in, right? Like
It
it's
is.
closer
It
to
is.
the plate. And like if you hit like a certain
Yeah.
it's a home run, right?
So,
or is it
so
not?
I know there's a bot on Twitter that says like, "Oh, would it home
dong?
run in every park?" Yeah, but there's I think it's one that's like, "Oh, it would be a homer in every park except Boston." I think there's a bot specifically
Because-
for that.
Huh. Yeah, you gotta feel bad for like hitters that you gotta feel bad for hitters that like rely on line drives to left field
Well,
in that park. But like
if you
I mean, if
hit
it's
it
closer, I
hard
guess that
enough
makes up
line
for it.
drive, and it's at least over the outfielder's range of catching, which is not very
Mm-hmm.
high. That ball smacking off of that wall so hard, it's an easy automatic single. Because even if that ball hits the wall, it's in play, and not
True.
like even if the guy catches it off the wall, it's still in play. So it's a free single if you hit the wall. And all you have to do is just smack it in that direction and keep the ball fair. And then you have an automatic single at least. And if you get it high enough, it's a home run. And it's a pretty safe home run if you hit it high enough. I've seen a lot of players full on clear it. Don't even hit the stands above it. Just clear it. Because there is seats above it. I mean, they just clear it. So it is hard to hit it up that high, but it does give an advantage to the team that plays there the most times, but it's also still a hard thing to navigate regardless of you being a home team or not.
No, yeah, that's just the first thing that came to my mind
Yeah.
when I think home field advantage in
Yeah.
baseball. But when you come into like fan energy, it's really hard to argue with how that series has been going and how Philly's been playing. But I will say this: I will say that I think Arizona this year is doing a better job than San Diego last year.
Yeah.
I'll go as far to say, because I think they're putting up more of a fight, and I think I've been more entertained watching the bits and pieces of those games against Philly than I did against San Diego. Partially because I was just upset at San Diego. I think I was more bitter at San Diego last year. You saw that in full effect
Yeah.
last year. didn't quite derail my Texas trip, let me tell you. But sure threw a wrench in it that one night. But
can we get a McFlurry?
Dude, I needed it so bad. I needed it. I knew it was gonna happen. I needed it. But I think I'm more entertained watching Arizona. Granted, I don't think they're gonna beat Philly. If they do, it'll be astonishing. They'd be my. I'd have to pick them for the World Series if they did. I know that might be a bit of a hot take, but if they go through Philly and clear Philly, which I don't expect them to, I think they're really gonna make a push for it.
Yeah.
But
all right.
oh, but I just
sorry.
wanted to like a small thing to add, like it just kind of cap it off. I was like, if Philly's offense is doing awful and they're still rattling off 4, 5, 6 runs, bro, I don't know what your definition of awful is.
You should
That's
if
just
you
how I wanna
watch
put
if you can at least watch the replay of the game, just watch the first like 3 or 4 innings of the Phillies offense. They were swinging at pitches maybe a full foot out of the zone. Like they could not see a pitch for shit.
Oh, okay.
And it was a bullpen game, so like all of these bullpen pitchers coming in and making Phillies players whiff. They got it together and they were able to put up a few runs, but still, like that offense was looking abysmal. So like not entirely slumpish.
So it was more of just a late game rally
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean
deal?
both teams had a really good late game rally as the bullpens started. You start going
Okay.
deeper in the bullpens.
Yeah, that's fair. You can just start shelling off those no-name pitchers.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just the last little thing I wanted
Ryan
to add if you
Kerkering.
guys wanted to wrap up
Like
there.
who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that is a
It is.
hockey
It
name.
really
I'm
is.
sorry.
We still have to have like, is it a hockey name
A
or
foreign
is it
city.
a foreign
Is
spell
is
or
it
something like that?
Is it Latin or hockey?
we need to have our game. We need to have a game show sometime.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was a good episode. This wraps it up for all of us here at Fourscore Sports Podcast. I'm joined with Spencer, Nick, Brendan. We had Cody on. Again, my name is Christian, and glad you guys stuck with us throughout all 2 hours of this. And we'll see you guys next time.